I can give you 100 other reasons as to why I've lost my mind. Chipped ice, not even close to the list. Good morning, everyone. A couple weeks ago, I had a CAT scan. I did a video about my trip to the ER. It was crazy, but the point here is I had the dye. When they did the CAT scan, they did the dye, and they say the best thing to do to flush it out of your system is to drink lots of fluids. So I've been heeding that advice and drinking lots of fluids. If you're a 70s and 80s person like me or before, you may recall getting snow cones off the ice cream truck. They had the classic one. I think it came in a plastic bag. You opened it up and it was frozen solid ice. It was hard to bite into, and it was like 3 colors. And then they had the other ones that were like a solid cherry or strawberry, and then at the bottom was either like an atomic fireball or a bubblegum ball, and they were really hard to chew and everything, but we loved it as kids. It was what we went for on the ice cream truck along with everything else they offered. However, I just bought myself a couple of new toys. So this is the Kool-Aid Ice Shaver, similar to Hawaiian Ice, or the snow cones you'd get as a kid off the ice cream truck. This has a blade right inside. You lift this up, you put the ice in there, and you manually have to hold it down and press this button. When you do that, it shaves the ice into this little cup. It also comes with a little snow cone plastic cup that you can reuse. It's also electric, it plugs in. It does take a while to shave the ice when you have to hold it and press it manually. So this was $19.99 at Walmart. This one here was $45.99. And I got it in the mail yesterday. This one comes with a nice little pitcher. It was mostly put together, but this piece here was on backwards. It took a while for me to figure out. You have to lock this in place. I actually had to recruit my 20-somethings to help me with this. And this here says on, off. You're supposed to put it this way, twist it till it locks in. Once you have the ice in there, you make sure that this is over here like this. You can add syrups, you can add flavoring, whatever you want. You don't have to add anything. It will shave the ice in fine or coarse. There is a secret compartment underneath because we all thought this worked as a magic trick or something. We couldn't quite figure out how it operated. So once you plug it in, it goes automatically. I do caution though, there is a blade deep inside here which is hidden, so don't ever stick your fingers in there if you have a machine like this, and please do not let kids use these by themselves. I like shaved or chipped ice. I'm not really a large ice cube fan. I never have been. When I go to the coffee shop and get an iced coffee, for example, they always put the large ice cubes. I would rather have like a chipped or a shaved ice than a large ice cube in my iced coffee. But that's how they make it there. So when I make it at home, or when I make anything at home for me, I do the shaved or chipped ice. I do have a refrigerator with the ice maker in it. It can do that. But then one day I was on Walmart and I found this really fun ice shaver for making snow cones. It's really for kids, but I'm a kid at heart, so I got it, and it was like 20 bucks. But it's the kind you have to do yourself, like I showed in the video. Then I found the other kind that you plug in and it's automatic, so you don't have to stand there and push the button down. And I just got that yesterday, and that was like $45. The point being, I really enjoy like a shaved or chipped ice. Every time I've been in the hospital for surgery or routine procedures or whatever it is, and they've put me under, I've always been given chipped ice afterwards because your mouth gets really dry. And even now, I'm on a medication I've been on for a while, and it makes me have dry mouth. So I'm always drinking fluids, and I stay hydrated. I also go to the gym and work out vigorously, sweat a lot. I need fluids. I decided to sit down last night and just browse Google about it, about shaved ice, chipped ice, you know, harmless stuff, just frozen water. And I was amazed at what I found out. There are people researching shaved ice, chipped ice, ice cubes. And they've come to the conclusion that we should no longer have shaved ice, chipped ice, ice cubes, because it could indicate a couple of things. It could indicate mental illness. It could indicate an iron deficiency. And there's other things it could indicate. Nothing positive though. Nothing about, oh, yeah, that's a great way to stay hydrated. Or, yeah, that's a fun way to get extra fluid during the day when you really need it on a hot day, when you've been working out. Yeah, no, nothing. Just the bad. And I thought, now we can't even have shaved ice. I grew up in Gen X. We had shaved ice. We had snow cones. Hawaiian shaved ice is a thing. Also, anytime you get a fountain drink anywhere, They don't put whole ice cubes, except like when I go to the coffee shop, they do. But if you go to McDonald's, you go to Burger King, Wendy's, all these fast food places, Taco Bell, they put the chipped or shaved ice. They don't use whole ice cubes, I don't think. Anyway, around here, they don't. This is what I've gotten from that. It seems to me, and maybe I'm the only one, I don't know, but it does seem to me that we are living in a world where everything online is not how we remember it, not what we were told. And every time you look up something, the internet seems to pull, like AI seems to generate information, not of its own, not of an encyclopedia, not from factual databases, but from random people on the internet, on forums, and on different platforms talking about their opinion. It seems to be generated from people on platforms talking about their opinion, not necessarily factually based. But now we have this internet, and the younger generation, if you already have grandchildren, this is what they know, because in my generation, we had encyclopedias, we had the libraries. Today, everybody has the devices, the smartphones, the iPads, everything else. Think about it, right? If a child today, say they're 10, 12 years old, they're doing a book report and they're pulling from AI generated content online, and everything that's coming across to them is pulled from opinion, not fact, or pulled from a forum and not from research or something actually fact-based. If you are 10 or 12 and you pull up information that says chipped ice is no good for you, that it could mean you have mental illness. What in the world? Now, I've seen those shows about people that have the weird habits and they end up being diagnosed with something, but just enjoying a drink with shaved ice, chipped ice is now a sign we've lost our minds. So I'm just curious. Have you ever come across something on the internet that made you go, what? That you know is not factually based? You don't even know where they pull this information from? But that is what the children today are learning. Because in my day, I went to the library, looked it up in a book. It's based on fact, based on research. Now, it's all propaganda. So if it's now that bad, what is it going to be like in future generations that aren't even born yet? Thanks for watching today. Take care.